Very good morning to all of you. Now coming to next lecture. In previous lecture we have seen the topic of circular waveguide, and in the topic of circular waveguide we have found out field component, that is E rho, E phi, H rho and H phi, and we have seen TE mode of propagation in circular waveguide followed by TM mode of propagation in circular waveguide. Now circular waveguide doesn't support TEM mode of propagation. That statement also we have proved, because all field components are 0, because by the definition itself Ez and Hz is 0. Now if I substitute Ez equals to 0 and Hz equals to 0 in the field components E rho, E phi, H rho and H phi, now all field components will get 0. Now all E rho, E phi, H rho, H phi, Ez and Hz are 0, which indicates TEM mode of propagation is not supported by circular waveguide, right? Now coming to next topic. Now we have to find out the cutoff frequency formula and cutoff wavelength formula, and followed by what is dominant mode of circular waveguide and what are degenerative modes of circular waveguide. Total 4 topics I will cover in this particular lecture. First we have to derive cutoff frequency, followed by cutoff wavelength. Now we have to find out what is dominant mode of circular waveguide. Now what are degenerative modes of circular waveguide, right? Now coming to, in the previous lecture, under TE mode of propagation and TM mode of propagation, we have converted wave equation into nth order Bessel function, right? Now the solution of that nth order Bessel function, which is nothing but P equals to C naught into Jn of rho h, right? P equals to C naught into Jn of rho h. This is the solution of nth order Bessel function. Now Jn is nothing but Bessel function, where n varies from n varies from 1, 2, 3, so on, right? N may be also, you will get minus value also. Now this n varying from 1, 2, 3, so on, right? Now coming to this Bessel function, now this Jn of rho h is oscillatory function, right? Whatever the root that you are having, that means you will get like this oscillatory function. If you want, you can refer in Google. This Jn of rho h is oscillatory function. Now this function has infinite number of roots, right? This Jn of rho h is nothing but oscillatory function, and which has infinite number of roots, right? Now Jn of rho h equals to 0. Now for this particular Jn of rho h, you will get infinite number of roots, and that roots I am denoting it as Pnm for Tm waves and P dash Nm for Te waves, right? Pnm for Tm waves and P dash Nm for Te waves, right? See, now let me explain briefly. We have found out this solution in previous lecture, both in TE mode of propagation and TM mode of propagation. We have converted that wave equation into nth order Bessel function, and its solution is nothing but y equals to C naught into Jn of x, where y will, if I compare y, you are getting it as P, C naught into Jn of x, you are getting it as rho h. Now coming to where C naught is constant, right? C naught is constant. Now this Jn of rho h will be an oscillatory function, and this will have infinite number of roots, right? This Jn of rho h is an oscillatory function, and this contains infinite number of roots, because n is varying 1, 2, 3, so on up to infinity. That means you will have J1 of rho h, J2 of rho h, so on up to infinity. Now this will have infinite number of roots. Now that particular roots I am representing it as Pnm for Tm and P dash Nm for Te waves, right? Now Jn of rho h, which is equals to 0. Now what is variation of rho? Rho is varying from 0 to a, right? Now substitute rho equals to a, that means Jn of ah, which is equals to 0. Now this particular root is nothing but Pnm for Te waves, this is for Tm waves, and P dash Nm for Te waves, right? Now Pnm equals to ah for Tm waves and P dash Nm equals to ah for TE waves. Now from this equation H is nothing but PNM by A, and from this equation H is nothing but P dash NM by A, right? Now this is the value of H under TM mode of propagation, and this is the value of H under TE mode of propagation, right? Now let me briefly explain again. Now here we are finding the value of H, right? See, under TE mode of propagation and TM mode of propagation, right? Under TE mode of propagation and TM mode of propagation, we have converted the wave equation into nth order Bessel function, and we have found out its solution, that is given by P equals to C naught into Jn of rho h. Now this particular Jn of rho h is nothing but a Bessel function, right? This Jn of rho h is a oscillatory function. That means it will and this is in oscillatory nature. Now Jn of rho h will have infinite number of roots. Why it will have infinite number of roots? N is varying from 1 to 3 so on up to infinity. Now this particular roots of Jn of rho h, I am representing it as Pnm for Tm mode of propagation and P dash Nm for Te mode of propagation, right? Because you will have both H value. Here you are finding H value because you are converting nth order into we are converting wave equation into nth order Bessel function both under Te mode of propagation and Tm mode of propagation. Now this Jn of rho h are having infinite number of roots. That roots I am representing it as Pnm for Tm mode of propagation and P dash Nm for Te mode of propagation. Now what is the value of rho? Rho is varying from 0 to A, right? Now Pnm equals to Ah, this is for Tm mode of propagation, and P dash Nm equals to Ah, this is for Te mode of propagation, right? Now from this you are getting the value of H, that is Pnm by A and P dash Nm by A, right? Now it see under Te mode of propagation, rectangular waveguide. See, generally Te modes are represented by TMMN or TMN or TMMN under rectangular waveguide. Now whereas under circular waveguide, Te mode of propagation is represented by TENM and Tm mode of propagation is represented by TMN. Now N is varying from 0, 1, 2, 3 so on, and similarly M is varying from 0, 1, 2, 3 so on, right? Now this is about first we have to calculate H value. Now we will have a table. Now based on the values of N and M, you will have the table of roots. Now that you have to remember, right? That you have to remember. If those are used for calculation of problems, right? Those are used for calculation of problem. Now let me briefly explain again, because this is very important. Based on this only you will get all these 4 topics, right? Now you know this solution we have derived in previous lecture, that is we have converted wave equation into nth order Bessel function, that is given by C naught into Jn of rho h. Now this Jn of rho h will be oscillatory function. Now this will have infinite number of roots. Why it will have infinite number of roots? Because N is varying from 0, 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 so on up to infinity, right? Now that roots are represented by Pnm under Tm mode of propagation and P dash Nm under Te mode of propagation, right? Now you have Jn of rho h. Now rho is varying from 0 to A. Now you substitute rho equals to A. That's why you will get Pnm equals to Ah under Tm mode of propagation and P dash Nm equals to Ah under Te mode of propagation. Now let me write the table. That is Pnm values for Tm, Nm modes in circular waveguide. If it is rectangular waveguide, now this particular mode is represented by TMMN. Just reverse, don't get confused. If it is TMMN, representation, then it is under rectangular waveguide. If it is TM NM representation, that is under circular waveguide, right? Now I am writing the table. This is very important in order to find the dominant mode and degenerative modes, right? Now N, M, right? Now N is varying from 0, 1, 2, 3, so on up to infinity, but up to 3 values only I am writing, right? Up to 3 values only you have to remember, because these are very important. Now M is varying from 1, 2 and 3. M is varying from 1, 2 and 3. If you see this table, when n equals to 0 and m equals to 1, the root value is 2.405. The root value is 2.405. Now when n equals to 0 and m equals to 2, right? When n equals to 0 and m equals to 2, now its root value is PNM value is 5.520. Now when n equals to 0 and m equals to 3, its root value is 8.645, right? Now similarly, when n equals to 1 and m equals to 1, root value is 3.832. For 1, 2, root value is 7.06, 10.173, and for this you have 5.135, 8.417, 11.620, 6.380, 9.761, 13.015. No need to remember this value, but these are used for calculation of problems. In problem they will mention the root value, right? They will mention the root value. Only one value you have to remember, that is root value for dominant mode. That I will say while explaining about dominant mode. Now these are the root values under TM mode of propagation. Now similarly, under TE mode of propagation, roots are represented by P dash NM. Now P dash NM values for TE NM modes in circular waveguide. TE NM modes in circular waveguide, right? Now similarly here also same thing. Now N, M is varying from 1 to 3. Now using this table you can say which TE modes and which TM modes are supported by circular waveguide. That also I will say. Now N is varying from 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? Now I am writing the root values, right? Now here you have 3.832 followed by 7.106, 10.173, right? 1.841 and 5.331, 8.536, and here you have 3.054, 6.706, 9.969, and next you have 4.201, right? 4.201, 8.015, 11.346, right? Now these are the root values under TE mode of propagation for different values of N and M, and these are the root values under TM mode of propagation and for different values of N and M. If you see this, TM00 is not supported by circular waveguide, and here also TE00 is not supported by circular waveguide, right? Now TE01, 02 is also supported. Next, coming to TM, okay, except TM00 and TE00, okay. Now another mode is TM10, right? TM10, TM20 and TM30, these are also not supported by circular waveguide. Now here also TE10 and TE20, TE30 is not supported by circular waveguide, right? Why? Because all field, if you want, you can verify. When n equals to 0 and m equals to 0, anyhow all field components will get vanished. Now for n equals to 1, 2 and 3, so on up to infinity, also you will get all field components will vanish either under TE mode of propagation or TM mode of propagation. That's why these particular modes are not supported by circular waveguide. Now what are the modes that are not supported by circular waveguide? Anyhow TM00, TE00 are not supported. Both for n equals to 0 and n equals to 0, all field components will get vanish, right? All field components will get vanish. And similarly TM10, TM20, TM30, TE10, TE20, TE30 are also not supported by circular waveguide, right? Now this table you no need to remember, only one root value you have to remember, that is for root value of dominant mode, that I will say while explaining about dominant mode, right? Now this is about root value. Now coming now based on this h value and this root values only you will calculate cutoff frequency, and you'll have cutoff wavelength, right, for TE mode and TM mode. Now what is dominant mode you have to define, what are degenerative modes you have to define, right? Now coming to next topic, first topic, that is cutoff wavelength, right? Now you have to derive wave equation, that is equation of cutoff wavelength, that is nothing but lambda c, right? Cutoff wavelength equation you have to derive now, that is nothing but lambda c. Now what is the expression of beta? You know it, right? Which is nothing but under root of omega square mu epsilon minus omega c square mu epsilon, right? Now from this expression, now beta is nothing but omega square mu epsilon minus, now omega c square here you have, right? Now omega c is nothing but 2 pi fc, right? Omega c is nothing but 2 pi fc. Now 2 pi fc whole square into mu e, right? Omega c is nothing but 2 pi fc whole square into mu e. Now what is c? C is nothing but 1 by root mu e. Now from this expression, mu e is nothing but 1 by c square, right? Now substitute mu e equals to 1 by c square in this equation. Now what you will get? Beta. Beta is nothing but under root of omega square mu epsilon minus 2 pi fc whole square divided by c square, whole square divided by c square, right? Now lambda c is nothing but c by fc, right? Lambda c is nothing but c by fc. Now fc by f is nothing, fc by c is nothing but 1 by lambda c. Now this expression fc by c is nothing but 1 by lambda c. Now this I can write it as beta equals to omega square mu epsilon minus 2 pi by lambda c whole square. fc by c, which is nothing but 1 by lambda c, and you will get finally 2 pi by lambda c whole square, right? Now from this expression you are getting this equation finally. Now represent 2 pi by lambda c as h, right? Now where h equals to 2 pi by lambda c. Now this you will get beta equals to under root of omega square mu epsilon minus h square, omega square mu epsilon minus h square. Now what is h? H is nothing but 2 pi by lambda c, right? Now for first calculate for TE mode, right? First calculate for TE mode and next calculate for TM mode, right? Now first calculate for TE mode. Now for TE mode, h value is nothing but PNM by A, right? H value we have derived here, right? Now let me see this. See, PNM equals to roots of nth order Bessel function, that is Jn of rho h. You will get infinite number of roots. That roots I am representing it as PNM for PNM for T, for P dash NM it is for T mode of propagation, right? P dash nm for TE mode of propagation and PNM for TM mode of propagation. Here you'll get P dash nm. For TE mode of propagation, H value is nothing but P dash nm. See, here you have nth order Bessel function which will have infinite number of roots. That roots I am representing it as P dash nm for TE mode of propagation, which is equals to AH, right? Rho is varying from 0 to A. Now from this expression, H is nothing but P dash nm by A, right? Now that equation I am writing here, P dash nm by A. Now what is H? H is nothing but 2 pi by lambda C, which is equals to, now what is H? H is nothing but 2 pi by lambda C, which is equals to P dash nm by A, right? Now from this expression, what is lambda C? Lambda C is nothing but 2 pi A by P dash nm. Lambda C is nothing but 2 pi A by P dash nm, right? Now this is the expression for cutoff wavelength for TE mode of propagation. Here you will have different cutoff wavelengths for TE mode of propagation because roots are varying, whereas under rectangular waveguide you will have a single that is formula. Here you will have two different formulas. One is for TE mode of propagation and another one is TM mode of propagation. Now let me briefly explain. You know this expression beta, that is under root of omega square mu epsilon minus omega c square mu epsilon. Now omega c is nothing but 2 pi fc. Now c is nothing but 1 by root mu e. Now mu e is nothing but 1 by c square, right? If I substitute, you will get omega square mu epsilon minus 2 pi fc by mu e is nothing but 1 by c square. This total c square you will get. Now fc by c, which is nothing but lambda c, 2 pi by lambda c. This 2 pi by lambda c, consider it as h, right? Now for TE mode of propagation, see till here everything is clear. Now for TE mode of propagation, right, we have nth order Bessel function which will have infinite number of roots. That roots are represented by P dash nm for TE mode and PNM for TM mode of propagation. Under that you will have a formula for H, that is nothing but P dash nm by A, right? Now what is the value of H? 2 pi by lambda c, 2 pi by lambda c, which is equals to P dash nm by A. Now from this expression for cutoff wavelength for TE mode of propagation, which is equals to 2 pi A by P dash nm. 2 into 3.14, where A is the radius of the circular waveguide and P dash nm is the root of that particular mode of propagation under TE mode, right? Now coming to TM mode. Now coming to TM mode, under TM mode of propagation, now what is the value of H? H is nothing but PNM by A, right? Now what is the value of H? 2 pi by lambda c, which is equals to PNM by A. Now from this expression, lambda c is nothing but 2 pi A by PNM. Lambda c is nothing but 2 pi A by PNM. Now this is the cutoff wavelength for TM mode of propagation. This is cutoff wavelength for TM mode of propagation. This is cutoff wavelength for TM mode of propagation, right? Now here 2 into 3.14, where A is the radius of the circular waveguide and P dash nm is the root value of that particular n value and m value under TEM mode of propagation, right? Now this is about the formula for TE mode of propagation, formula of cutoff wavelength under TE mode of propagation and TM mode of propagation, right? Now next is cutoff frequency. Now we have derived expression for cutoff wavelength. Next we have to find out expression for FC, right? Now here also you'll have two different cutoff frequencies. One is for TE mode of propagation and another one is TM mode of propagation, right? You'll have two different FCs, two different lambda C's under circular waveguide because you'll have roots are varying, whereas under rectangular waveguide you'll have a single formula, right? Now under TE mode of propagation, now we have derived lambda C, right? Now what is lambda C? 2 pi A by P dash N, right? 2 pi a by p dash nm. Now fc is nothing but c by lambda c, right? fc is nothing but c by lambda c, right? fc is nothing but c by lambda c, or lambda c is nothing but c by fc, right? Now substitute lambda c equals to c by fc, right? Now c by fc, which is equals to 2 pi a by p dash nm, right? c by fc, which is equals to 2 pi a by p dash nm. Now from this expression, fc equals to c into p dash nm by 2 pi a, c into p dash nm by 2 pi a. Now this is the expression of cutoff frequency. Now this is the expression of cutoff frequency for TE mode of propagation, right? Expression for cutoff frequency for TE mode of propagation. Now similarly for TM mode of propagation, we have derived lambda c equals to 2 pi a by pnm. Lambda c equals to 2 pi a by pnm. Now lambda c is nothing but c by fc. c by fc equals to 2 pi a by pnm. Now from this expression fc, you will get it as pnm into c divided by 2 pi a. Now these are the expression for cutoff wavelength and cutoff frequency, right? You can remember any of them. If you remember lambda c of TE mode of propagation or TM mode of propagation, you can calculate fc, because lambda c is nothing but c by fc, right? Now let me briefly explain cutoff frequency equation. Now here you will have two different cutoff frequency equation. One is for TE mode of propagation and another one is for TM mode of propagation. Now for TE mode of propagation, we have derived cutoff wavelength equation, that is given by 2 pi a by p dash n, right? Now lambda is nothing but c by f. Now lambda c is nothing but c by fc, which is equals to 2 pi a by p dash nm. Now from this expression, cutoff frequency of TE mode of propagation, that is given by c into p dash nm divided by 2 pi. Now what 2 pi a. Now what is c? Velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, or 3 into 10 power 10 centimeter per second, into p dash nm, right? Root of that particular mode of propagation. This will be mentioned in the problem, right? Only one value you have to remember, that is for dominant mode of circular waveguide. That value I will say it now, right? Now divided by 2 into pi value is 3.14. Now a is the radius of circular waveguide. Now coming to cutoff frequency of TM mode of propagation, we have derived lambda c, cutoff wavelength of TM mode of propagation. Here we have found out, right? Now lambda c equals to 2 pi a by pn, right? Now lambda c is nothing but c by fc. c by fc equals to 2 pi a by pnm. Now from this expression fc, which is equals to pnm into c divided by 2 pi a. Now what is pnm? Root value of particular mode of propagation. This will be mentioned in the problem. Into c. c is nothing but velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 power 10 centimeter per second, or 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, divided by 2 pi a. Pi value is 3.14, anyhow you know it. Now where a is the radius of circular waveguide. Now these are the expressions of cutoff wavelength and cutoff frequency, right? Cutoff wavelength and cutoff frequency will have two different formulas. Only root value will vary. Two different formulas for TE mode of propagation and TM mode of propagation, right? Now coming to next third topic, that is dominant mode. Now you have to find out dominant mode in circular waveguide. Now what is dominant mode? A mode with least cutoff frequency, right? Dominant mode. Now dominant mode, this is also this I have explained under rectangular waveguide. What is dominant mode? Dominant mode is nothing but mode with least cutoff frequency, that is fc, right? Now dominant mode is nothing but a mode, only one mode you will have, one, that is a particular mode which is having least cutoff frequency. Now how fv is related to lambda? Inversely proportional. Now you are Now dominant mode is nothing but mode with least Fc. This indicates it should have highest lambda c, right? Highest lambda c, because f is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda, right? Now dominant mode is nothing but mode with least cutoff frequency or mode with highest cutoff wavelength, right? Mode with highest cutoff wavelength, right? Now mode with highest cutoff wavelength, which is nothing but dominant mode with least cutoff frequency or mode with highest cutoff wavelength, is nothing but dominant mode. Now here you have to find out dominant mode in circular waveguide. Now what is lambda c? Lambda c is nothing but 2 pi a by pnm, and lambda c is nothing but 2 pi a by p dash nm, right? One is this is for TE mode of propagation, cutoff wavelength, and this is for TM mode of propagation, right? We have derived previously, that is cutoff wavelength expression 2 pi a by pnm, and lambda c equals to 2 pi a by p dash nm. This is for TM mode of propagation, and this is for TE mode of propagation. Now if you see this expression, now how lambda c is related to root, that is root is nothing but pnm, right? Lambda c is inversely proportional to pnm, right? Lambda c is inversely proportional to pnm, right? Now what is dominant mode? Mode with highest cutoff wavelength. Highest cutoff wavelength, this indicates it should have least root, because those two are inversely proportional. If you see these two expression, now lambda c and Bessel root are inversely proportional. Either it is TE mode of propagation or TM mode of propagation. These Bessel roots are inversely proportional, right? Now mode with highest cutoff wavelength is nothing but dominant mode. If it should have highest cutoff wavelength, it should contain least Bessel roots, because those two are inversely proportional. Now you verify that table. Now this is the table I have said previously. Now if you see this table, you have to refer both two tables, right? If you refer both two tables, which has least root, that contains highest cutoff wavelength, because those two are inversely proportional, right? Now if you see this, now in this table, what is least root? Now least root is 2.405, right? Least root is 2.405. Now right, from this, under TM mode of propagation, least root is 2.405. Now coming to TE mode of propagation, now what is least root here? You have 3.832, and below that you have 1.841, right? Now if I compare least root of TE mode propagation and TM mode of propagation, under TM mode least root is 2.405, and under TE mode least root is 1.841. Now among these two, what is least root? This one, 1.841, right? Now the least root is 1.841. Now this 1.841 is for n equals to 1 and m equals to 1. N equals to 1 and m equals to 1. Now what is dominant mode? TE11, right? Dominant mode is TE11. Now least root here under this both tables is 1.841, and this is for TE mode of propagation. TE mode of propagation for n equals to 1 and m equals to 1. Now what is dominant mode? TE-NM representation. Now this indicates TE11. Dominant mode under circular waveguide is TE11. Now let me briefly explain. This is how. Now this value, I said you have to remember one root value. This value you have to remember 1.841 root value of dominant mode, right? This they won't mention, except this everything they will mention. Only one root value you have to remember, that is root value of dominant mode, that is given by 1.841. Now let me briefly explain. Now dominant mode, now we have to find out what is dominant mode in circular waveguide. Dominant mode is nothing but mode with least cutoff frequency. If it is having least cutoff frequency, it should contain highest cutoff wavelength, because those two are inversely proportional, right? Now least cutoff frequency, which indicates highest cutoff wavelength, right? Now we have derived previously cutoff wavelength equation, that is 2 pi a by pnm. This is for Tm mode of propagation, and 2 pi a by p dash nm. This is for Te mode of propagation. If you see these two formulas, how lambda c and roots this particular pnm and p dash nm are related inversely, right? Now the dominant mode, it should contain highest cutoff wavelength, but that indicates it should contain least root, because those two are inversely proportional. Now if you refer these two tables, right, least root of Tm mode of propagation is 2.405, whereas Te mode of propagation is 1.841. If I compare those two roots again, least root is 1.841, right? Now that is for Te mode of propagation. That's why dominant mode of circular waveguide is TE11, both n value equals to 1 and m value equals to 1, whose root value is 1.841, right? Whose root value is 1.841. Now what is cutoff wavelength of dominant mode of circular waveguide? That is nothing but 2 pi a by p dash nm, right? 2 pi a by p dash nm. Now what is the root value? 2 pi a by 1.841. Now this is the cutoff wavelength for dominant mode. Cutoff wavelength for dominant mode, right? See, just dominant mode with least cutoff frequency. If Fc should be less, cutoff wavelength should be high, right? Now how cutoff wavelength and roots are related? Inversely. If you see these two formulas, those are related inversely. Highest cutoff wavelength, which indicates least root. If you refer that table, least root is for Te mode of propagation for n equals to 1 and m equals to 1, that is 1.841. That's why TE11 is dominant mode of circular waveguide. Now 2 pi lambda c is given by 2 pi a by root value, that is 1.841. Now coming to degenerate modes. Degenerate or degenerative modes, both are C. Now what are degenerative modes? Two modes with same cutoff frequency, right? Two different modes with same cutoff frequency, right? Two different modes with same cutoff frequency or wavelength, right? Now we know lambda c equals to 2 pi a by pnm, and this is for Tm mode of propagation, and lambda c equals to 2 pi a by p dash nm. This is for Te mode of propagation, right? Lambda c equals to 2 pi a by pnm for Tm mode of propagation, and lambda c equals to 2 pi a by p dash nm, that is for Te mode of propagation. See, anyhow 2 pi a radius of circular waveguide will remain same, right? Whether it is Te mode of propagation or Tm mode of propagation, radius of a particular circular waveguide will remain same. Only the thing is pnm and p dash nm will vary. In order to get same cutoff wavelength, same cutoff, degenerative modes are nothing but modes with same cutoff frequency or same cutoff wavelength, right? Modes with same cutoff frequency or same cutoff wavelength are nothing but degenerative modes. If you see lambda c formulas, 2 pi a by pnm and 2 pi a by p dash nm. If you are considering particular mode of propagation, that is particular circular waveguide, in that circular waveguide you are considering Te mode of propagation and Tm mode of propagation, anyhow radius will remain same. This particular value anyhow you will get same for Te mode or Tm mode. Now only the thing is pnm and p dash nm will vary. In order to get two same wavelengths, these roots should be same, right? In order to get same wavelength, these root values should be same. Now you have to verify the table where the roots of Te mode of propagation and Tm mode of propagation are equal, right? Now if you see this table, right, if you see this table, now this is for Tm mode of propagation and this is for TE mode of propagation, right? Now 3.832 for n equals to 1 and m equals to 1, you have 3.832, and here also you have 3.832. Here you have 7.106, and here have 7.106, and here have 10.173, and here you have 10.173, right? Now this particular row, right, this particular row you are having same roots, right? This particular row you are having same roots. Now you say me what are degenerative modes of circular waveguide. Here you have 3.832, right? Now this is for n equals to 1 and m equals to 1, under which mode of propagation? TM mode of propagation, right? Now TM11, right? Now here you have n equals to 0 and m equals to 1, n equals to 0 and m equals to 1, right? Now TM11 and TE01, right? TM11 and TE01, which is one degenerative mode, because these two will have same cutoff wavelength or same cutoff frequency, because these particular TM mode of propagation and TE mode of propagation has same root, that is given by 3.832. Now similarly, if you see next one, right, you have 7.106 for n equals to 1 and m equals to 2, for n equals to 1 and m equals to 2. Now that is nothing but TM12 and TE02. These two modes also will have same cutoff frequency or same cutoff wavelength. Now that is given by 7.106. Now similarly TM13 and TE03. This is one more degenerative mode which has same cutoff, same root value, that is 10.173, right? 10.173. Now these are the three different degenerative modes of circular waveguide. Now using this, can you say me one more degenerative mode, right? TM14, roots I have not mentioned, but anyhow it will have same thing. TM14 and TE04, this is also one more degenerative mode, and TM15 and TE05, this is also one more degenerative mode which will have same root value, right? Now TM16 and TE06, this will also have one more degenerative mode. Now if you see this, TM1 is constant in all modes, right? TM1M and 0 is constant here, TE0M, right? Now this is just you remember this, TM1M and TE0M are the degenerative modes of circular waveguide, where M is varying from 1, 2, 3 so on up to infinity, because that particular row will have same root. Now let me briefly explain again. Now degenerative modes, now you have to find out degenerative modes. Now what are degenerative modes? Modes with same cutoff frequency or same cutoff wavelength, right? Now the cutoff wavelength expression, that is given by 2 pi a by PNM, that is for TM mode of propagation, and 2 pi a by P dash NM, that is for TE mode of propagation, right? Anyhow, radius will of a circular waveguide, if you are calculating cutoff wavelength of a particular circular waveguide, whether it is TE mode of propagation or TM mode of propagation, A will remain constant, right? In order to get lambda C same, this PNM should be equals to P dash NM, right? In order to get lambda C same, these two root values of TE mode of propagation should be equals to TM mode of propagation, right? In order to get same cutoff wavelength or same cutoff frequency. If you refer this table, second row of TM mode of propagation root values are equals to first row of TE mode of propagation, right? Now if you substitute NM representation, right, TM1N and TE01, TM11 and TE01 are having same root value 3.832. For these two modes you will get same cutoff wavelength, that's why it is a degenerative mode of circular waveguide. Now for TM12 and TE02 you have same root value, that is 7.106. That's why you'll get same lambda c, which is one more degenerative mode of circular waveguide. And TM13 and TE03, you will have same root value 10.173. If I substitute same root value, you'll get same cutoff wavelength, right? Now similarly, TM14, TE04, TM15, TE05, TM16, TE06 will also contain same root value. In the table I have not mentioned, right? Anyhow, second row of TM mode of propagation and first row of TE mode of propagation are having same root values, right? Same root values. In a brief manner, I can say that TM1m and T is 0m, where m is varying from 1 to 3 so on up to infinity. Now these are the degenerative modes of circular waveguide, right? Now the 4 topics I have covered. One is we have defined cutoff wavelength, and we have defined cutoff frequency for TE mode and TM mode. Those two are different because root values are different. Now dominant mode of a circular waveguide is TE11, which has least root, that is 1.841. Now the degenerative modes are TM1m and T0m, where m is varying from 1 to 3 so on up to infinity.